When she found a necklace labeled property of house number 9, she thought it was a joke, until whispers from the attic begged her to set them free. Mira stared at the word on the necklace, property of house number 9. What did that mean? Was she haunted now by a house? She threw the necklace on the floor and stepped on it hard, but it didn't break, not even a scratch. She picked up the letter again. On the back, there was more. Fred is not what it seems. The house feeds on promises, on broken love, on lies. You must find the others, set them free, and maybe, just maybe, it will let you go too. Mira looked around the attic. Old trunks, locked drawers. She started opening them one by one. Inside, she found photos of girls, different girls, all smiling, all wearing the same necklace. Some of the pictures had dates: 2019, 2020. She flipped them over. One had a name, Lena, another, Ada, and one photo made Mira freeze. It was of her, taken from the salon. She never even knew the picture was snapped. He had been watching her even before they met. Mira backed away slowly. No. The floor cracked. Behind her, a trunk opened by itself. Mira jumped. She stepped forward and looked inside. It was full of necklaces, just like hers. All died, all lifeless. She gasped. These are the others. She grabbed one. It felt cold. Too cold. Saw the whispers. Help me. Please. Don't let the house keep us. Mira turned in every direction. No one was there, but the voices were real. Then she saw something else in the box. A small wooden key tied to a ribbon. And written on the ribbon was one word: basement. Mira didn't know the house had a basement, but if the key was hidden here, it had to mean something. Maybe that was where the secret lived. Maybe that was where they were. She held the key tight. I'm going, she whispered, and the attic light flickered. Once, twice, then everything went dark. Mira stood still in the dark attic. She held the wooden key tightly in her hands. The hair felt heavy, like something was watching her. Slowly, she moved toward the attic stairs, her steps quiet and careful. She climbed down, step by step, until she reached the hallway. The house was too quiet again. No wind, no birds, just silence. She passed the covered painting again. This time, the black cloth had slipped halfway off. She looked. A woman was in the painting. Her eyes were wide with fear. Her mouth was open like she was screaming. Around her neck, the same necklace. Mira ran. She searched every corner of the house until she found a narrow door under the stairs. It was small, like it wasn't meant to be seen. There was no handle, just a keyhole. Her fingers trembled as she pushed the wooden key in. Click! The door cracked open. Darkness. A long, cold staircase led downward. Mira grabbed a candle from the shelf beside the door and lit it with a match she found in the kitchen. Then she stepped inside. With each step, the air grew colder. The candle flickered. The stairs seemed endless, but finally, she reached the bottom. The basement was huge and strange. There were shelves filled with old shoes, handbags, and perfume bottles, items that looked like they belonged to different women. In the middle of the room stood a glass case. Inside, it was a book. Mira opened the case carefully and picked it up. It was a diary. The first page read, "This house is alive." She turned the pages. Each one was written by a different woman. Each told a similar story. Fred met them, promised them love, brought them here. Then the house took their voices, their names, their light. They never left. Mira closed the book quickly. Her hands were shaking. Suddenly, she heard footsteps. Slow, soft, coming down the stairs. She blew out the candle and hid behind the shelf. A voice called out, "Mira!" It was Fred. He was back. But the way he said her name, it didn't sound like love. It sounded like a hunter calling his prey. Mira didn't move. She didn't breathe. She stayed hidden behind the shelf, holding the diary tight against her chest. Fred's footsteps echoed through the basement, slow and steady. "Mira," he called again, this time lower, darker. "I know you are here. You went into the attic, didn't you?" His voice was calm, but it made her skin crawl. "I told you not to open certain doors," he said. "Now you have seen too much." Mira covered her mouth with her hand. She could hear him getting closer. Then, silence. Had he stopped? She waited. 5 seconds, 10. Suddenly, a loud crash. Fred had thrown a bus across the room. "You were different," he said, breathing hard. "I thought maybe you would stay. Maybe you would love me like the others couldn't." It sounded angry, but also sad. Mira crawled quietly to another shelf and peeked through a crack. Fred was standing near the glass case. He picked up one of the necklaces from the floor and stared at it. "Lena fought me." Ada tried to run, but the house doesn't let them go. He turned his head slightly, and it won't let you go either. Mira's heart raced. She had to escape. She saw another small door behind some boxes. She hadn't noticed it before. Carefully, she tiptoed toward it, while Fred walked to the other side of the room. She opened the door just enough to slip through and close it behind her, trying not to make a sound. It was a tunnel, dark, narrow, and cold. She walked through it, shaking, until she reached a small room. Candles were lit, and in the center, 3 women. They were standing, but their eyes were closed. Around their neck, black necklaces. Mira gasped. "The others." One of them opened her eyes slowly. "You found us," she whispered. Her voice was weak but still alive. Mira stepped closer. "I'm going to help you. I found the letter. I have the key." The woman shook her head. "You can't just help us. You have to wake us. You have to break the house." "How?" The woman looked straight at Mira. Her eyes were filled with pain. "You must go to the heart of the house, and you must not be afraid of what you find." Then the candles went out.